You have many presenters talking about best practices when it comes to journey mapping, best practices about how can we manage the customer experience, about metrics so that we deliver a fantastic customer experience. All of that assumes it is business as usual. However, in this world of ours, it's not business as usual anymore. Sometimes it is business unusual. So what is VUCA? VUCA is simply volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. A couple of years back, we used to associate VUCA with the Middle East, but sadly it's not anymore. And here, whenever I'm talking about crisis or VUCA situation, it's not just associated with security, safety, social, political unrest. It can be anything that causes business interruption. This can happen anywhere, anytime, to anybody. It's very important for all of us to know that our customers will be looking up at us, not how we manage the business as usual situation, but also the business unusual situation as well. Okay, the Arab Spring. It is simply a series of revolutionary acts that started all the way back in Tunisia, and it ended up in Iraq as well. And here we're talking about the declaration of a state of emergency. We're talking about a country under curfew. We're talking about a country that had no president, a country with no constitution, no parliament. So basically, I talk about no country. But how about the economic situation? Economic situation is one of the very worst. No fuel. All the banks are closed, are shut down, no access to telecommunications, no internet, and we're talking about all ports going on strike. In the middle of all of that, you're talking about businesses with one key decision, which is stay or leave. The decision at that time for most of the multinationals, if not all of them, was basically exit the country. However, for Unilever in Egypt at this point in time, the decision was no, we're gonna stay, and it was a completely local decision. This is the model that the people on the ground came up with so that they can manage the situation on the ground and still maintain Unilever business in this part of the world during this tough time. But the one aspect of leadership that was needed the most at crisis time is to be authentic. We needed to definitely put people first. So it's not just about us. How can you pay Unilever staff their salaries? How can you pay our factory laborers their salaries? How can you pay the distributor staff salaries as well? And we had to convert the payment system from being on credit to be on cash. So imagine the situation here where mobile networks were completely down and you had to switch from mobile phones into landlines. In the middle of all of that, it was extremely important to maintain good corporate governance, because even though that was a crisis situation, but it wouldn't have lasted forever. During the challenging times, it's very important that you learn and reapply. You learn and reapply because the situation is very volatile, it's very liquid. During that time as well, it's very important to realize that you are not there alone. Okay, because sometimes the enemies of the past can be the friends of the future. We needed to coordinate with our classic competitors. So we needed to coordinate with Procter & Gamble, we needed to coordinate with Nestle, with L'Oreal, etc. to remain in business. To do that, you need to make sure that you are safeguarding the business, because it's not just about surviving short term, because you need to be 100% aware of the consequences of whatever decisions you are taking. For any business to be healthy, you need to look at 4 elements of the business. Number 1, we need to make sure that you have consistency of delivery. Second thing, about profitability, market share. They saw a company during the tough time remaining, supplying, being close to them, serving them, and that's how they rewarded us with massive gains in market share. Last but not least, it's about responsible growth. So thank you very much.